Right, morning everyone. I had an early start this morning, just wanted to get away and the midges were bad, so I didn't do much filming. But I'm at this little hunter's hut, and this is where I actually planned on staying last night. I was going to come up here because it's just a really lovely place to stay and it's remote. And most people actually stay in here when that river over there is in spate and they can't cross it. So they come and stay the night in here and wait it out. But I didn't come up here in the end because I thought, as it's quite prime hunting season at the minute and there's a lot of deer stalkers about, I thought that this would already be occupied and someone would be in here. So I left it and stayed down in Kinloch Hourne, but I used it as like a stop-off point, so just purified some more water, having some food, looking at the maps, because the next section is going to get quite rough. It's going to be pathless for a lot of it, and there's some river crossings. Luckily this one here isn't too bad. Right, so I finally reached the area that is trackless. So I've taken so many bearings just to check and check and check, because I really don't want to get lost out here. It's not somewhere you want to get lost. I'm still heading on my bearing to the lochen and I'm en route, but it is hard going with no track. This is remote. I've just come from there and had to work across all of that terrain, and now I've got to make my way up around here and make it to the lochen that's at the top. I made it to the lochen. It's complete white out up here, just near the saddle, and I'm going to make my way down to Shiel Bridge. Just come off that ridge up there, so I have come quite a long way and I've followed this track down. There's like a rough path which I followed, and I'm going all the way to Shiel Bridge. So exciting stuff. I may look for a B&B. I know it sounds like I'm cheating now, but I feel like it would be nice to have a wash, good shower, wash my clothes in the sink or the shower, whatever, dry them all out, dry everything out. My sleeping bag and mat is quite damp, so it'd be nice just to get everything dry and also charge all my electronics, because there hasn't been sun for a little while. I haven't been able to have my solar panel out. Right, morning everyone. I have had a bit of a change last night. Last time I spoke to you, I was coming into Shiel Bridge. Nearly dropped my poles then. Whoop. And yeah, I said that I'd love to get some accommodation, dry out my stuff, have a wash and stuff. Managed to actually do that, which was nice. I stayed in Kinloch Lodge Hotel for one night, washed all my clothes in the sink, had a shower, which was so good. So I just feel reborn. Like when you have a shower, you feel like new you, onto bigger and better things now. And what else? Got a nice meal there, had a big breakfast this morning, so I feel really fueled up again. Washed all my clothes like I've said, so that was nice. Feel like I smell a lot better now. and then dried out all my kit because everything was still a bit wet and damp. So aired it all out in the room. I had a really lovely couple. They subscribed to my channel. So yeah, Rachel and Derek. It was lovely to meet you guys, and they bought me my meal last night because they just thought it was amazing what I was doing, and they wanted to buy me my meal and a beer, which was really sweet. I was not expecting that. So yeah, it's been such a really nice evening. Also got to meet people who are doing the Cape Wrath. I met one guy and a couple that are doing it, so it was nice to see other people who are on the trail as well. Today I was really humming and hawing what to do, whether to do the Falls of Glomach or not. So my decision now is I am going to do it. It's meant to be really dodgy, steep terrain. God, I nearly stacked it down here. Yeah, steep terrain. I should have set off a little bit earlier, but I had another shower this morning, had a big breakfast at the hotel, and was just sorting the last bits of my gear out. So it is what it is. I think it's about 10:30 now. So a lot later start. So literally went in the shop. It was Kintail Crafts shop. Got some bits, got some chocolate and some bananas. And while I was coming out the shop, I bumped into Corrie and I think it was Stefan. I'm awful with names. And they watch my channel, so it's lovely to see you guys. Thanks for coming to say hello. Really nice to meet people in the area. I feel like I'm famous now. I feel like a right melon now. The guy's name was Tim that I just bumped into. Tim and Corrie, I think it was. So yeah, he just messaged me and it was Tim, not Stefan. I don't know where I got that name from. So sorry for that, Tim. Yeah, lovely meeting you guys. Right, the rain is definitely on its way. It's just starting to spit, so I stopped a minute ago to put all my waterproof gear back on. So definitely another day of rain. Apparently this descent of Falls of Glomach is meant to be quite naughty. Whew. That was a steep old ascent coming up there. And I think we just keep on climbing and climbing. But it's nice to be on some sort of track today. Like, it's narrow, but we've still got a track here. You can just see Shiel Bridge over there, following this path. This is bliss. This is proper bliss. Look at that, there's just nothing. Really barren now. So I've literally just reached the Falls of Glomach, and yeah, white out again back there. So every time I come to the tops or gain elevation, always get complete white outs and not so great visibility. But this is a dodgy old section. And there's a big drop, so I'm gonna not film for a while and focus. The Falls of Glomach is one of the tallest waterfalls in Britain, with a drop of 130 metres. It was absolutely stunning witnessing this waterfall firsthand. So that is Falls of Glomach. and now steep descent all the way down, and then through there down into flat land. And there I have a decision to make which way to go, because it splits into two. But that guidebook does sum it up. That is quite a treacherous descent, especially now it's wet and raining. The rocks don't allow for any grip, especially when you've got a backpack on to unbalance your weight. So this is Andrew.
Hi, yeah, I'm on the way from Bendronegg Lodge over to Morvich, and I'm approaching the dreaded, what are they called again?
Falls of Glomach.
Falls of Glomach.
Yeah.
And it's great to meet you. Thanks
yeah,
very much.
It's so nice to meet you too. Plan is to try and make it to Maol Bhuidhe, Bothy, which is a bit of a push. I wasn't planning on it. That's why I set off so late. But I was really adamant that I was going to head the other way, and definitely head the other way and camp somewhere along there tonight, and then head on to Strathcarron tomorrow. So it's a complete change of plan. This is the proper route though, I think, on the Walk Highlands website, but on the Harvey's maps you can go either way. Woo! Bloody hell. So just been round this mountain, come up, zigzagged all the way up, and still got a little way to go. So it is tough going. Right, it's probably an hour since I spoke to you last. Just been plodding on. I've got about another hour till I reach the Bothy. So we are trekking on. The time is 6 o'clock, so I'm going to be at the Bothy for 7. That is probably going to be my latest setup, my latest time of getting to a camp. I'm definitely glad I come this way, because the other way is meant to be a lot of roads, and that's the way I was going to go. So I'm really glad I've come this way. It's really wild. It's literally just this track and nothing else. So it is really lush, and it hasn't rained, it hasn't like gone complete white out, so it's been so nice. Can't wait to get to that Bothy now and take this bag off and sit down and relax. I don't know if I'm going to stay in the Bothy or set up my tent yet. Depends how many people are there and how I'm feeling and the camp spots available. There she is. I just got here and the fire's on, someone's in there and they've got the wood burner on. Oh my god, this is so nice, look at it. That is so lovely. So I've made it to the Bothy now, and it's really nice in here. One of the guys just got the fire on with the remaining wood that's around, and I'm going to cook my dinner soon. But I made it in decent time. Got my roll mat and everything set up. So this will be my first Bothy experience. So I'm looking forward to it. First night ever staying in a Bothy. So it should be good. Really nice company. There's a couple upstairs that I met before. And there's a guy here who's been here a while and got the fire going as well. So, really nice company, and they're all walking the Cape Wrath Trail as well.
Players, what are we up to there? Everest Base Camp. Soup? Let's say forget a soup, mate, gonna fight.
See you, Robert.
Bye, Becky. Pleasure to meet you.
The pleasure to meet you too.
Enjoy your hike. If it doesn't rain on me.
Same. See ya.
Ciao.
Nice to meet you.
You
Bye.
too.
Morning. What an absolutely gorgeous morning it is. Yeah, stayed in the Bothy last night. First Bothy experience. So it was really nice, slept well, and met 3 other people who are doing the Cape Raft Trail. So there's a couple that are in there now, Leslie and Keith, who are really lovely. And then Robert, who set off in the early hours this morning. And he's hoping to clock in some big mileage today and get to Kinloch Hourne. I'm going to head to Craig today. I'm not sure what to do with camping wise. I don't know what the area's like, because my original plan was to go to Strathcarron and head for that direction, and then head a bit further on and stay in the Bothy or near the Bothy. But it all changed yesterday. But that Bothy was lovely, and what a location. Right next to that loch. So nice, it's not raining. But I spoke to Leslie and Keith and they said that there's some rain coming in and some gales and a storm. So weather is going to get nasty. So that's why tonight especially I want somewhere quite sheltered. Whew, so this last bit has been trackless and it's been tough going. Yeah, just complete bogs and there's no track, so it's hard going. But it's a hot day, really warm today, which is nice. And you can just see the loch right in the distance I've got to head to. What a day! I'm gonna have to take some layers off in a minute. It's cooking. The loch that I was aiming for was that one over there. I don't know if you can even see it because of the sun. But that was the loch. I thought I saw the sea then. That was the loch that I aimed for. Wrong direction. So yeah, need to focus more on the maps. It was actually this loch here that you have to get to and go round. I just see the track, because I could see this track here and I thought this is the one I've got to pick up to go round that loch. But it wasn't, completely wrong loch. So it's actually this one. Yeah, so I must have left the Bothy and I didn't gain enough height because obviously there's no track. Didn't gain enough height, and then I saw that loch and I thought, bang, that must be the one, because it was in a similar direction at the time. And then, yeah, clearly not. So I should have taken a bearing this morning of this loch, and then it would have steered me away from that one. But it just shows you how you can assume things with navigation and think, yeah, that must be the one, that's a loch. But nope, I'd have been going off on a goose chase. But I'm back on a normal track now, which is so much easier for the legs. Already I've fallen over twice today in the bogs. They just swallow your feet. So I've just reached the loch. This is Loch Calvi. Sorry for the pronunciations, they've been shocking this trip. Every Scottish trip. But this is the loch that I was trying to aim for. And we've got to follow this track now along it. You can see it right in the distance, so the navigation should be fairly straightforward now, for now anyway. But that was good testing. I like this trip because it definitely tests your navving skills, and also teaches me when I am off route, or I don't know where I am, or I'm just a bit puzzled. Just teaches you to actually chill out, calm down and focus, because I think it all goes wrong when you start panicking, especially when you're on your own and there's nothing here. So just found some random bike just laying here. Bit weird. There's no one around and there's just some bike there. I can see a boat, so maybe, I don't know, or maybe he's gone up. Oh yeah, here we go. There's 2 Munros up there. That's a good idea. Cycle in and then climb up a Munro. Hayes would probably say medic at that, wouldn't he? Medic! If you haven't seen his videos, you should definitely watch them, and then you'll get that joke, little inside joke. But he said medic at least 3 times a day on this trail. I haven't seen anything, so I don't know what he was doing. Maybe hunting on the way or something, but today maybe that's how he got his food supply. But I haven't seen any dead animals this whole trip. On that note, medic. I don't have the same ring to it as he does. So now it's the accent that's doing it. But there we go. Bit of bone. Hopefully that ain't the remains of the cyclist. So you can head that way to Strathcarron, go past the Bothy, or you go this way to Craig. So depending on your supplies and things, or if you where you're staying, I think you go over that pass in the distance to Strathcarron, and this way to Craig. So yeah, onwards and upwards. So far it's been such a lush day. No rain, it's been windy, so it's kept any midges off and kept me quite cool, because the weather is still really mild for September. But from tonight it's supposed to get real bad. It's meant to be some gales coming in and a storm. So far I've only had 2 ticks, which have been in my leg, and I've got them out all right. I didn't bring the tick remover with me because I've just tended to pull them out. And as we were all sat in the Bothy last night, we had a talk about Lyme's disease, which is serious. I don't know why I'm laughing. Lyme's disease sounds absolutely awful. Yeah, that's one thing I don't want to pick up from this trip, Lyme's disease. So it's hard when you're on your own to check yourself over, But luckily, I thought I had one in my arse yesterday. I just sent something. So luckily Leslie, the woman at the Bothy who's doing the trail, checked me over down my back and my backside, and I'm all clear, I'm all good. So yeah, it's quite hard to check them areas when you're on your own. There's deer there, don't know if you can see them. Amazing. I think there's some stags up there as well. It is so windy. I'm gonna have to find somewhere sheltered tonight because this is a joke. That is blowing. Definitely a storm on the way. If there was rain chucked in with that wind, that would, oh, different story. There go the red deer. They're proper running for it. Amazing. Woo, so windy. Just up over that bridge, you just see the loch right in the distance where I've come from, and now it's just make your own sort of path, your own trail over the side of this. Here comes another whiteout. My solar charger didn't want to stick around, did it? Right, I'm at the top now, so I've got to try find a way down, and want to find a way down quite quickly because this is mad. So windy now. I just need to get off. Loose tight. Right, I'm gonna put the camera away now. I'll see you in a bit. So I've just managed to get down. That was really naughty stuff. It was really sketchy at times. So I've just crossed this river. I didn't need to use this wire bridge. And now I'm gonna head on to Craig. But the weather is really changed. I'm gonna have to find somewhere proper sheltered tonight. I know there is a hostel, but I wanted to stay in my tent, so I'm just gonna see my options. Meant to be 70-mile-per-hour gusts tonight though. Still trekking on. Yeah, really change of conditions. Just saw a rainbow though, which was lush. So there's a bit of sun trying to break its way through. So I'm just gonna keep heading. I've got about 40 minutes to Craig. This is crazy. Just on a forestry track now, so I've got about half an hour. I can see one of the youth hostels, somewhere you can actually stay, but I might try wild camp first, but I don't want to risk my poles breaking in this weather. I've had that before with my Vango tent a couple years ago. The poles just snapped in a storm. What a day. What a day. So windy out there. Just waiting for my dinner. Got a few minutes left. I'm going to eat this and tell you about my day, and we go through the map. Lovely, nice food. Oh, that smells so good. What a day it's been. Weather is mad. You can see that. Lovely. That's so good. So this morning started in Maol Bhuidhe, Bothy, and then made my way down from the Bothy, and you go along this little loch, which is Loch Cruchy, and then it's like pathless for ages, for a little while. And I was heading over this way because there's a loch there, and it obviously you can't see it on this map because it's right on the corner. But you're meant to head for Loch Calavai. So yeah, this bit's all pathless. You make your own way. Try get a bearing for this loch, and don't head to the other loch, which is over this direction. I could only see it in my GPS what loch it was. And then you literally pick up a 4x4 track, and you follow this for a long way, all past the loch, which was nice. This is where I saw that bike, and you keep following it. Fairly easy terrain. It climbs a little bit and then drops down, and you descend all the way to here. So you can either follow this way and go to Strathcarron, or you can go up. It's the way I went, and you go along this other loch, and this is all along a 4x4 track again, really well established. And then you swap over to the other map. So that's the Bothy. This is where it splits. So you come from this direction, you can go over that way all the way to Strathcarron, which is there, and then you can retrace your steps depending on which route you want to take. Or you go this way and you can go to this. There's a Bothy there, which is literally middle of nowhere. But I went along here, which is all trackless. This bit is along that mountain. You hold the bottom of the mountain and you can see this river, so you just handrail that and stay between them, and then it really narrows out this glen, so it pushes you to go upwards and through the glen. Keep a bearing, and you can make a bearing. There's a lock right at the top, so you can put a bearing towards that. And then once you get to the lock, you can pick up this track again, and it gets more established the further down you go. But this is where it was like a white out and the weather got really bad, so it was ideal to be on a main track again. It wasn't a big track, it was just it was better than just pathless track. And then followed this down. This is a really established 4x4 track. Once you pick that up, fairly easy going. There was that wire bridge, and then forestry track all the way to Craig, and this is a youth hostel. I asked the guy here if I could camp, because there's literally nowhere to wild camp for ages, because you're on a big main road here. Tried this place, this car park, it's nowhere to camp really, so I'm literally in the youth hostel grounds, just nearby in my tent. So that was ideal. If you are going to Craig, it is hard to wild camp, so it's probably better to go back in the woodland, but still there was really steep slopes, and it was like a pine forest, so it was really hard to camp around here. So I don't know, you'd probably be best back this way or further along a lot more, because this is the main A road here. So yeah, that was my day. That was 15 miles. And I think the main bit it was just the pathless sections. And then when the weather changed, when I got to the top near that lochen, and then you drop down into Craig, that the weather really changed. I think that's when it came tricky. Anyway, night everyone. I will see you tomorrow morning.